Hey everyone, welcome to another video of Pixel Starships. Firstly, I want to apologize for my absence in the past few months. I've been really busy with work and was, doing quite a bit of traveling as well. So sorry if I haven't been able to put out any content for you guys. So now, today I'm actually going to be covering the topic of tournaments. So if you're new to this game, I strongly recommend you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. And even if you're a veteran player, right, I still encourage you to listen on as I'll be sharing some tips and perspectives coming from a top 5 fleet in the game. So tournaments are held every once a month, specifically at the last week of a month. As you can see here, here's the timetable for every tournament. There are usually 4 sections, 4 parts: the preseason, the drafting, the qualification, as well as the finals. So honestly, the only time you actually need to be really concerned is the qualifying part as well as the finals. So this happens at the very last week of the month, right? So qualification depends solely on the number of trophies that each fleet has. So if you take a look at the leaderboard right now, basically you will see that every fleet is ranked according to the total number of trophies. So right now Hydra is ranked as number 1 with 510,000 trophies, and these trophies are actually added up based on all the individual fleet members' trophies added up to the total number you see here, right? So basically every fleet will be ranked according to the total number of trophies from 1 to 100, right? And the next important thing, right, is actually in terms of qualifying for which division. So as you can see here, there are actually 4 different divisions, division A, B, C, and D. And basically for the top 8 fleets, number 1 to number 8, they will actually fall under division A. And fleet number 9th to number 20th, they will be qualified under division B, and so on and so forth, right? This is really important because depending on your fleet tournament results, you're going to get different rewards, and trust me when I say the rewards can be quite good. So if you look here, for division A, if your fleet ranks in the top 1, right, if you're the number 1 fleet in the whole game, your fleet is going to get 100,000 Starbucks as well as 10,000 doves, right? So this is really insane, right? The amount of rewards you're going to get. And if you had like 100 people, so these rewards actually split among the total number of members in your fleet. And if let's say you have 100 members in your fleet, what this means is each of you are getting like 1,000 Starbucks as well as 100 doves, which is frankly quite amazing. As also, if you're the number 1 fleet, depending on the month, you also get a unique reward from the game. It could be like a skin or a room type or a different character, or it really depends on what the developers are issuing as the reward for that month. So yeah, it is really competitive at the very top. I think in February's tournament, Hydra, which normally wins, was actually defeated by this fleet called Radiance. So that was pretty interesting. So yeah, in general, it's really competitive at the top, right? As for the rewards, I'll actually cover a little bit more on that later. So now let's jump into the tournament itself. So basically, during the last week of the month, right, your fleet would have qualified for the respective division depending on the number of trophies that your fleet has, right? And essentially what happens during the tournament itself is that you will start competing with other fleets in your division, right? So let's say my fleet has qualified for division B, right? What would then happen is that you need to find other ships with who are in division B as well, and do battle with them, right? How would you know that they are in the same division? Basically, you're gonna be able, when you actually search for a battle. I don't have it here because the tournament has already ended, but essentially for every ship that you search for, there will be a percentage chance of you finding a ship with a star, and it will actually appear somewhere around here. And if if the ship is in the same division as you, it will actually list the number of stars you would get by defeating the ship, right? So basically, how your fleet would rank in the tournament would be based off the number of stars that you accumulate during this 1 week period. And obviously, the more stars you have, the higher rank your fleet is going to be. And if you end up with the fleet with the highest stars, you basically win in your division. So it's as simple as that, right? So here's a replay of some of the battles that I did. As you can see, here are some of the different stars that I know I've gotten by defeating certain ships. And then here's a replay of one of the battles that I've had with them.
Right, so while we are watching this replay, I just want to share with you some tips so that you can be the best contributor you can be in every tournament.
Tip number 1: remember to time your upgrades, your crew prestige, so that they end before the start of the tournament. You don't want to go into a tournament without your ships running at its max potential. Tip number 2: use a bridge room. In tournaments, every star counts, so you don't want to be giving away free stars. The bridge allows you for a chance to flee battles, so that if let's say you can't defeat the ship, you don't end up losing the battle itself. Tip number 3: usually the first day is always hard to find ships with stars because everyone's online and trying to find for a ship. So don't fret, just continue searching and eventually you'll find some start ships. Tip number 4: during tournaments, high level ships will actually be focused on doing a lot of battle, and if you're a high level ship, let's say you're rank 5000 and above, you're going to get actually a bonus of 100,000 materials and resources, right, for every ship that they defeat. So there's going to be a lot of ships with a lot of resources, and they're probably going to dump all their resources into buying materials like iron, for example, with all these gas and minerals, right? So this is a good chance to stock up on your resources if you're short of any of them. Tip number 5: you only get 5 attack attempts in any 15-minute window, so you need to actually use them wisely, meaning to say attack ships only with stars. Tip number 6: so following up on point number 5, if you are a stronger ship within your fleet, you should consider only attacking ships with a higher star count or trophy count, so that you don't waste attacking all these lower ranked ships, and you actually leave them for your teammates to attack and gain those stars. Tip number 7, right? So if you attack a ship from, say, Hydra, right, and actually win, you will not see another ship from the same fleet for the next hour to attack. Tip number 8, and this is the final tip: if you actually attack a ship and lose the battle, you will not be able to see another ship from that fleet for the next 4 hours. So you need to pick your opponents carefully and know that you can defeat them. And if you can't defeat them and you end up losing, remember their names so that you don't run into them again and risk not being able to keep on attacking a ship from that fleet for every hour. Okay, so coming to the very last part of the video, which is the claiming of rewards, right? So as I mentioned earlier, once you win a tournament, you're going to get not just Starbucks, but you're going to get doves as well, right? And doves are a special currency that allows you to buy very limited items, limited edition items in this reward store, right? So you can choose to spend it on all these items without using Starbucks, just purely by using doves, right? But for me, since I have pretty much all the items that I need from this store, I actually just spend it on these things called the tournament loot boxes here, right? So as you can see, I've got a chance to open small, medium, and large crates. Obviously, with the large crate, giving the best possible reward, right? And given that my fleet has actually took part in Division A, I then have access to Division A rewards, which are pretty much like the best in the game. So I'm guaranteed to get something good, which is usually worth a lot of bucks. So now let's just buy this. So I'm going to buy this for 67 DAF points, as you can see here. I'm going to collect it. And yeah, let's just open it up to see what I'm going to be getting this time. So as you can see, the price is here, right at the end. So I'm going to open it, and yeah, let's see what I get. Okay, so as you can see, for this particular crate, I have the chance to get a headgear, a body gear, a leg gear, a weapon, as well as an accessory. So I only get one of each. I only get one of them, right? Depending on what I roll. So let's open it up and then see how lucky I get. Right, so I've just gotten a armor set. So this is actually quite a common roll. So not the best, but it's still good nonetheless, right? So let's go to the market and see how much that's worth. So as you can see, there are a few people actually listing this 2020 Class A Armor Mark III gear. And you can see that the lowest price for this is actually 2.7k Starbucks. So it is quite significant, right? And if let's say you can use it for yourself, so this is actually quite a good armor piece where it gives you 4 HP for your crew. You can also choose to sell it, and as you can see, the going rate is 2.7k Starbucks. So if you're in need of bucks, this could be a really good way to actually make some money, right? Just to show you what are the prices for the other items. So if like I had rolled a pants, this guy is actually selling it for 7,000, which is pretty insane. Well, this is 2019 Class A. So, but the 2021 lists for around 2.2k. Right. Let's see for weapon. Right. So here we have another weapon. As you can see, it's 4 HP for Class A, and it's actually listing for a whopping 6.8 thousand Starbucks. So if I had rolled that, right, I would have potentially been about 6,000 Starbucks, richer. So yeah, it is very profitable, to be in a fleet that ranks highly in the tournaments, and you do get quite a lot of rewards for that. So I would strongly recommend you to join a fleet and start being competitive in this game, because there's quite a bit of rewards to be gained. One last thing to show is basically if your fleet ranks in the top 3 of each division, you get a chance to get this pin here. So based on my participation in tournaments so far, I've won in Division B, 3rd place, as well as 2nd place. So I have the chance to actually equip this pin, so to speak. If you look at some of the leaderboards, so like this one, this is the Division A gold pin, right? So gold stands for 1st place, usually silver is 2nd, and then bronze is 3rd. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and also do subscribe for more Pixel Starship content. Thanks.